Hey folks, coming to you from deer camp, and we've got a very chilly morning here. It's April 3rd. It's the first day of trout season here in PA, and I woke up to a brisk 19 degree, and it's chilly out. But today's topic, we're going to talk to you about first-time plotters. I've been getting a lot of emails and messages on Facebook and things, people asking, hey, I want to create a plot this year to hunt over. How should I go about it? And so there's a lot of variables that go into this stuff. Some of the first things I would address is asking, do you really even need a plot where you're going to be hunting? Reason I ask that is because you may be around other plots, other folks hunting, neighbors right up against you. Is there any ag right there that you're hunting near? Is there plenty of browse in the area? You may not need a plot. You might be able to enhance some things around you and just hunt as you are. You may not need it. If you want to add it, that'd be great too. We can talk about how to go about it. Some of the things you may want to address also is the access into this area that you want to make a plot. If you can't get in and out of this area that you have some food planted in that you're going to hunt, are you going to be blowing these deer out of fields on your way in? Or are you going to be blowing them out on your way out? That's something to think about. And you can only blow them out of the field so many times before they don't even come back. You got to think about what kind of implementation you have. Do you have a four-wheeler? Do you have discs? Do you have access to a tractor? Do you have a drag harrow? Are you planning on no-tilling? You have to address those ideas as well. And as always, the first step in your food plotting is soil samples. I can't stress it enough. It's cheap insurance for you to be successful. A lot of people try this first time and they have failure and they want to know why, or I'm not going to do that anymore. It's too hard. It's not really all that hard. You take a small soil sample, send it away, you get recommendations back, and you follow those recommendations, and you can be successful. Okay, so next question you may want to address is, for example, do you plan on having something for spring and summer? Or do you just want this to be a fall plot? And some of the reasons why you may want to ask those questions is for weed suppression. Weed suppression is a big thing in when you come into the spring and summer time. Weeds are a big thing. In the fall, weeds are not that big of a competition, so you can be more successful in the fall. So if you feel you need to be supplementing nutritionally to the deer in the summertime, well then maybe it is a good idea for spring and summer. But fall, you will be definitely more successful that way. What do you want to plant, depending on your spring and summer and fall plots? But you want to look at what do you want to plant, and according to your soil samples, you want to figure out, what is this field? Has it been fallow for years? Has there been something planted in it before, as this here? You can see how green it is. Got some winter wheat, and it was some last year brassicas and things. It's already perked up this year because I had something in it last year. Winter wheat, winter rye, and things like that are the first thing to perk up. But you want to figure out what you want to plant, and like I said, the soil samples can kind of guide you in the way you want to be going, the direction. What's the organic matter? If nothing was in there before, you may have very poor organic matter. You may have to consider herbicides, mowing, and we'll address that here in a second. But you want to figure out, do you have options as far as, do you want to go with annual things, which means do you you can grow them for a season and they die off with the first heavy frost, or do you want to go with perennial? Do you want this stuff to come back and back and back? You know, clovers and alfalfas and things will come back. The winter wheat will come back for a season over the winter. But things to think about there. Going back to the organic matter thing, if you have poor soil and you know, you want to create some topsoil, something good, you may want to go with an annual clover or an alfalfa or a buckwheat, some oats maybe in the spring and summer. And then before you plant your fall plot, you would till that all under for the green manure, that type of thing. That's the kind of things we're talking about. And then you want to decide, are you a tillage guy or a no-till guy? And I'm tillage. I like to work the dirt, and unless it's a perennial plot, then I overseed. But you may want to figure that out for yourself. Do you want to till the ground, or do you want to be a no-till guy? And by no-till, there's two different meanings there. No-till meaning a no-till drill, which is very costly. Most food plotters are not into no-till drilling. It costs very much to get that started, unless you have access to that type of thing if you're a farmer. But as far as food plotting, no-till, a lot of guys are talking like the throw and grow type stuff. And that's popular. A lot of guys try to get that started, and that's fine. We are in a situation right now where I could turn the camera, you can still see snow. I mean, Pennsylvania's crazy. Last week we were in flip-flops, this week we're in boots, you know, and coats. There is still some time for some frost seeding. Like I said this morning, 19 degrees. So, I mean, there is a situation where you can still get the freeze and thaw and get like clover or that type of thing down. You want to avoid throw and grow type bag things though. Flip the bag over, see what the seed tag says. If it has ryegrass, run from it. Ryegrass is just junk. Deer very rarely eat it. If they're starving, they will. But you want to give them something a little better than that. So you want to go with your clovers or your alfalfa, your buckwheats, those type of things, your oats. Get that stuff going spring, summer wise. What else can we cover? I started to talk about the herbicide thing. You want to clear off. If you're into an area, you know, you say you're in this corner of a field, let's say, and it's been fallow for a while, and you have goldenrod, let's say, and it's very thick matting on top of the ground. You want to go in there and wait till it starts to green up. And as it greens up after a couple of weeks and it perks up, that's when herbicide will affect things. It has to be in the growing stage. You can't go in, you know, and grow and just spray stuff down right now. You know, you have to wait till it's in the growth stage when it's greening. That's your best time to kill off things. And then you can go in there and mow it off. And if you want, you can hit it a second time when it starts to perk back up. That's going to be your best scenario for killing that thatch and get it off of there. I mean, if you have to, you can go in and rake it off, or you can till it in. There's some options there. So I mean, there's lots of variables, as I said. I'm getting a lot of these messages asking, what can I do? What could I plant? How do I go about it? You know, as always, if you're thinking about putting it in the woods, you need to have enough sunlight. You need at least 4 to 5 hours of filtered sunlight. I mean, there's just so many things that go into it, but I thought it would be, you know, interesting for some of the first timers that had questions, and hopefully that does answer some questions or thought-provoking for you. And, you know, I hope this is helping you guys. If you have any questions, drop them below. I'll do my best to answer them if I can. If not, I'll find you an answer and get back to you. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.